Peter is starting to keep quite a number of the
Can
balls
run
from the ground.
on for a long time. Run on.
It's on towards Peter Canavan. Trying to get away from Mark O'Leary.
Now it's played wide towards Peter Canavan. Game yet to really come to life. Tyrone leading by 6 points to 4. This to go 7-4 in front.
Tá Peter Canavan rinnedas na peladóiris fearríomh I dimmerin fellghailach. Har tréifse dim líana níanamh aine an churtha leis chun scórnaim siú agus ben ceannar spirdáalta nuair a bhfuil Tyrone Laochra Éireann 2003 agus 2005.
He spoke to me in a voice so sweet. I thought I heard the shuffle of hands.
Is as baile fearn Glen Cull I bróiste bhailíála I ddíróin de Peter. Tá club féin Gael Chiaráin cheannas na clubna is láidre sa chuntaí.
Childhood memories, I suppose, of football here in the parish aren't all positive. I would have been 10 when a split would have developed within the club at that time. It was bitter. There was a lot of hard feelings. These were people who played football together all their lives. These were neighbours. So naturally enough, it was a traumatic time for anybody involved in football here in the parish.
Harla skult idir bhailíála agus an taobh den bróiste in raibh conaí Peter agus dá bhar bunaíoch I club fléin Glen Cull. Ach níor thugann cumanlú clascail an antas dóibh.
Nuair a bhfuil me le Peter Canavan don céad dúir ní hocail am a craid bhain go club aige agus nuair a deisrí méon scéal bhí sé dínta runúnda agus cinneal fórhaí hefa dú dar an céad dal síos.
Cuireadh deir leis an asaontas in 1991 tháinig an dá club le chéile agus bunaíoch Gael Chiaráin.
13 metres out, gives it back to Peter Canavan. Trying to get his in, gets his kick in. That's an excellent point. And to the amazement of everybody, but none more so than Gael Chiaráin.
It's been the best time in the parish ever since, you know, so out of many a dispute comes much good, and I think that's the case that happened here.
Size precluded him from being a standout at the start. He was just, at that stage, just a nippy, small, handy, accurate forward.
Peter Canavan gave us a taste of what was to come with this.
You would not have realised that he was going to be the superstar at certainly a juvenile level.
But in the space of a minute, Peter Canavan finished it off. First he scored a point, and then after a poor kick-out, Canavan was again there for the coolest of finishes from the classiest of players.
We were behind on him and Jaffrey got his goal and that was a great lift to us, and then I think Stevens came at a very crucial stage in the second half, and mine was icing on the cake, I suppose, with a big lead then, and it was a matter of just holding on to it.
He did come to prominence, I suppose, through a sort of a dispute within a parish to one extent, but it was very much more about his footballing prowess that really brought him to prominence.
Most people will say that no matter what you do for your county or province or whatever, it all begins in the club, and inevitably that's where it's going to end too.
Ceannar a bheanta sa figiúil ag an club, ní hé sin rá nar a snas a chorige na scilline. Bé bhí mar chaptaíon Chiaráin nuair a bhúidir Laochra Éireann feibhlínas fiche as a chéile in 1991 agus 1992. Ba as an irin sa a fáisceach an irin hínsir.
Tyrone hadn't been accustomed to winning All-Ireland titles. It was a big thing, and it gave a lot of people hope. A lot of supporters had the belief that maybe this team would go on ahead to make the big step and to be the first team to lift the Sam Maguire.
Formally again, the player impeded initially, back towards Canavan. Overcooking that pass to Henry Downey, putting his side in trouble. Now Peter Canavan progressing. A sweet one.
Ní ní hocail am a creidmhail an abaltacht an aclaíocht an dóirú sé abalta an líthid a chur ar an trasnain ó Atcherby agus ó bheith gar just ar an lá sin hacrí mé go ró rudéigen specialte ag buint leis an imróir seo agus hanig an tuair sin fan Tarangrat.
There's a scoring chance here for Matt McGleenan. Right across the face of the goal, may come in as a goal! Peter Canavan with the only goal!
Cenar bhuaig síintear héróin éon chorn iach na nóchadaí, hí áún spráide le fáilecha ó na gcósanna oltacha.
And Down have won the All-Ireland! Anthony Malloy, the first Donegal man to lift Sam!
We'd seen Down, Donegal and Derry, and a lot of those players we had beat at underage level going on to win the All-Ireland. And so we thought 95 it was our turn, it was going to come our way.
Bhí gach duine rís ó thuaí ar nach méid se go hintach fa chunne Peter Canavan den muna dís títhe ceannis na hÉireann.
So now who will it be? Dublin looking for their 22nd All-Ireland title, Tyrone looking for a first.
95, if you like, was the year that Peter finally arrived as a dominant senior inter-county footballer. He had the bit between his teeth that particular year. Everything went through him.
So that free by Peter Canavan gives the Ulster champions the lead.
Bhí caint go hartar an chundé an am sin grú sesin na gumper na foirne.
Here's Canavan. Curls in.
Níon tíam na sin na chorabí bhí peldarí eile maithe ar an an am sin ach gan Irish ar bí bhí blian den scoitheige.
Peter Canavan's kick curls in delightfully once more.
No doubt he's had an outstanding year for Tyrone. He has carried them right through Ulster and he's brought them to the final. You know, if he keeps on playing the way he is today, he could take them and maybe take the Sam back to the north.
He was very much a team player. He was not a one-man band. Now, I would have to honestly say that in 95, he was the nearest thing to being a one-man band.
Tugtar an lásaniam Gia agus tá sin deile go leor leibhseil do gas róg fuair padar an lásaniam sin agus é lear na fichidí ach bhí seabal de sin a leibhseil.
There was a controversial decision at the very end of the game where the referee penalised a point that was scored by Sean McLaughlin.
Bhí siad ar cúlín bhain chun Jerry ag teachtarteach go dtí an bhfuil de Jerryach tagan an líthreid isteach agus féann sé an líthreid nílas a gin ar feic sé suas nó ar feic béideach ar feic.
Was probably a fair result that day, and the two teams I'm sure would have played much better in the replay. I'm not saying we would have won it.
Gwyn sé imróna bliana agus ba bhór an get sé beidir gur win sé imléon nar win a chundé clíthe ceannis na hÉireann ach léirí sé an cineal imróra a bhí an go deocha leis sin dhéanamh.
People say Tyrone never recovered from the 95 All-Ireland. The fact is Tyrone never recovered from the 96 semi-final against Meath.
Brian Doore, who excelled in the opening half against Down. Now to Jared Cablin. Cablin striking and he puts it over the bar.
We were the first team to retain an Ulster title, I think, for over 20 years up in Ulster. So that was a big achievement in itself, and we were going down to Croke Park with a lot of confidence.
The kids were dócha sean faoi hiróin gur go mé orthú clíthe ceannis eile ar a chailehans le ceann a bhuachans.
Here's Dickie McBride, challenged over there by Darren Fay.
Meath ran riot. It was in their interest to slow Tyrone down, to make the game as physical as they could. They were using their strengths to the full. Unfortunately for us, whenever Meath hit us, a few of us stayed down.
And that's a great kick, under pressure. It's gone over the bar. but he's injured himself in the process. 4 points to 1 the position, but at what price?
Agus go fíorainneach an gortú a fuair sé ón feall sin, ghlac sé beidir trí nó ceithre de bhlianta de híróin hacht arás ui.
Well, it's true to say that particular injury did put Peter Canavan's career back for some time. It was a serious ankle injury.
Well, it's looking like he's going to be able to continue.
He tried to play on even that day with it, which probably set it back a bit more.
What do we say about him being a little under colour this afternoon? Well, in just a twinkle of an eye, back he comes to make it 8 points to 1-4.
Bhí an bhí ionta physical ag an am sin, agus beidir gur thuig siad sin gur a bé sin an rud a bhí ag tastal leis an ceannas fear a heil ar híróin.
Anybody had watched that game, there were a lot of lessons to be learnt, and I think the biggest one was it doesn't matter how skillful a team is, that if they're not prepared to work hard and put their shoulder to the wheel, that results just don't happen.
Tyrone fans on their way out.
If the team was going to achieve, it was going to have a very high work rate and very high energy levels, and you could say that was definitely learnt from the mid-90s, yeah.
Ach bhí mianach nua imróra a teachan cínsa chun tae. Bhí der skiliúil agus cruig agus bhí der buchtint crefacha éireann fé ís gan puin dua.
It didn't really enter my head to think about quitting or about packing it in. I felt it was still of benefit to the team. The players that was coming up was giving me great hope. The management at that time were a great support, and maybe on times when I was thinking, right, enough was enough, they were very strong and showing their support for me and elected me captain of the team. So that was a great vote of confidence, and when you are involved in that, there's a great buzz there, there's great anticipation. And there was a feeling then that, yes, we're good enough to go somewhere.
I bhd again os na parcan a truma pelle ó thuig. Tá Peter Canavan agus a hannáid Benny Tierney treis teachla chéile chun campus saoirigh pelle fé ís a bhanú I Marbella.
Benny probably told you only ever scored 1 goal past him. I think I definitely did score more than that, but he, as you can see himself, he's a big presence, this man, when he spreads himself in front of a goal. And he just mightn't look the most athletic, but his reflexes are definitely sharp, I can assure you that.
See, the sun used to gleam off his forehead and off the top of his head and blind me when he was shooting, and that was a big problem, Anybody with hair, and you would never score.
Okay, group 3, over here now, group 3.
Again, we talked about it yesterday when shooting for goals. What's the best position or the best spot to put the ball? Way down low.
Low and hard for the keeper to get.
Why do you put it down low and hard?
It's harder to get.
It's harder for the goalkeeper to get down. If it's up there, any goalkeeper can raise his hand and it's easy to deflect it wide. Put it past this man, Grania. Well done. Next up. I was delighted that these players who I'd have known for this last 15 years actually made the breakthrough themselves.
Of the first ever Armagh team to win some.
As we seen then, they were no more special than we were. They weren't supermen. It had a very positive effect on the Tyrone team. We respected them, and that they had raised the bar that bit higher in terms of planning and preparation.
Bhí rá féiere iirechtaí híróin I 2003 nuair a bhuaigeann chluthe canis ulla agus Peter na chaptéanartha.
Bhí cruniú agin ag tuisna bliana sin agus smaas cyfan an padar ag cainsigh an cruniú seo agus an rud is táhachtaí a dúirt sin na níor bhhail am bheith am masár cheaptain dar an pelle, barlam bheith am cheaptain de sár ar an fella agus sin mar a bhí sé a bhí a trí.
This is Ryan McMenamin. Lets it go early towards Peter Canavan. It's Martin Cole who's there. Now Enda McGinley. Canavan's back inside. He's got away from Cole. Peter Canavan sends it over.
Ach, bhí an chumar scéal go raibh an lábhanúachtar ag an dún.
Benny Coulter have got 1 goal already, looking for another one. Plays it back inside the door. They've got another goal. High, Dan Gordon underneath it. Gordon looking for another goal. He's got it.
It was going to take something special to turn that around, and where else would you look to for inspiration? Only Peter Canavan.
Here's Peter Canavan. Canavan going through outside to Kavanagh. Off the crossbar, Canavan has it again and can't hang on to it, and the referee has given a penalty.
Got a penalty that day, and people say a penalty, okay, but you know, putting it away in such a crucial time in the game, and it was the catalyst for the rest of the players to just rise to a new level.
Absolutely superb from Peter Canavan.
The team showed great resilience and showed a lot of character to get a draw out of that game. That gave us great belief, and we didn't really look back after that game because we won the replay convincingly and went on to play well for the rest of the games.
Just listen to the contrast where the decibel level is concerned. I don't know about the numbers here. They're expecting about 60,000 people in Croke Park today on this gloriously hot summer's day, and I would think 4/5 of them seem to be supporting the men in red and white. A goal and 42 points so far in the championship for Peter Canavan.
Thug tíreoin sáirtha spántas don blú chosint suchla le cheannis. Dínach scris ridden skillúil chirí ach bhíonn drochortú ailt de Peter luas a chluthe.
At some stage or other in the future they're going to have to play without him. He's now 32, be 33 later in the year, and it looks like his day at Croke Park is over.
Yeah, that's a crying shame actually. You know, a lot of people come to see what happened.
The margin of victory doesn't reflect it. It's only 7 points at the end, but there was one magnificent team out there. They had a game plan. Mickey Hart put them through their paces, prepared them really, really well. It was frustrating for Paddy O'Shea in his charge.
Bhí 8 mbliana caite ó bhí seans go dearnachaige bhonn iléireann agus fiú má bhí sé gortathe, bheadh sé mar cheannaire orthu sa chluthe ceannis.
Ja, bhí is a trí. Is dóigh gur béis sin ceann na léthe a bhó star chuig ala go maiile clas Gael mar fiú James Blaine or sin ní hoca leat saoilú ja chudna ó chuig ala ag léthe ceannis na Héireann. Dúil agus acras le maithú I muintir tíreoin nach bhachas a riú.
There'll be a sharp intake of breath if we announced a team on All-Ireland final day and Peter Canavan wasn't on it, and that would have a psychologically negative impact on the rest of the players and indeed the supporters.
We both knew probably that I wasn't physically fit to play, so he gambled in starting me with a view of taking me off after 15 or 20 minutes. And I'd say it was 15 or 20 minutes before my immediate opponent, Andy McNulty, realised that I wasn't looking for the ball half time, so he didn't have to mark me.
Agus an ceadú pointe amsú go hiráid, Maman go bhfuil tíráid 8 pointe, Ardwacha 4 pointe.
Agus is dóithe gur bé sin ceann duna luiseachtaí nó aistrithe banisteachta a bar a tharla a riú.
Tí bhar an láir sin mar Conville. Agus tímas go Peter Canavan i tetarráis a rís. Ach an seans go dá chu am aige.
Tá Canavan takeí seach a rís agus Jared Cameron go fágan na pórca.
Ní hoca le rá gur chuir sé eagla in imróirí ardwatha beid sin Jackar a dheanú ach níl aon áras gur cruthí sé neamhthocrach I measc imróirí ardwatha.
Ní dóla go dtí bit fácaí thuas sa bhar gacab. Peter Canavan fechar an áitiúil se.
That injury kept him out for so long after that in many ways you wonder how did he play that day at all. But I suppose it was such a big day, he wanted to be part of it, the team needed him and they knew it and he knew it, and I suppose he was prepared to make that ultimate sacrifice, and if that was his last throw of the dice, well then he was prepared to do that.
Those last few seconds before the final whistle was unreal, and to think that we were going to actually get the chance to walk up those steps to lift the Sam Maguire for the first time took some believing.
Brian White agus go chéadúí agus sé tíráin champíní ina éireann agus finnéad chárá bhfuil sé tiltach.
Ó tiltte go hamlan drochhuithe bhí an Beidir ach cinnte na Beidir ónrá bhútha fa sin tiltte go hanhaithe fad acu agus hálan rud a bhí bunstíí rá.
So comes to an end a long, long wait as I present this song to Peter the Great.
when you look back in your career, we can all say that not only did we lose, an inspirational footballer, our captain, but also lost a very good friend. And without a doubt, we can look back and say that has definitely been one of the lowest points of my career to date.
Bhí aimirt a testáil I gcuine ardhacha I glutha ceannis ola a 2005. Bhí an teannas díomhar agus chuireadh Canavan an barc leistigh de chuige second. Dhín cóirle chum an luach leis Gael neamhnaí den Garta dearach níos déanaí.
Despite the fact we played Armagh twice that year and couldn't beat them, we were really looking forward to the semi-final, especially after what happened. A lot of us were sore the way the Ulster final finished. Fantastic match. The two teams went at it hell for leather from start to finish.
Ní gan éfacht a bhí Peter mar ionadaí déanach sa chluthe. Daimsigh Peter a scór an bua agus déanaigh gimmert sa chluthe ceannaigh den trí abáta.
That nice occur cinneal skill agus fiú and passion ateige don Condi agus de fel Gaelach.
Agus dead at JT Felty to Ryan McGuigan.
If he was getting older, with his size, had shipped a lot of knocks. He wasn't covering the ground, he had been covering. But his experience was taking him into the places where he really needed to be. And he made very telling contributions.
Daimsigh Peter and Ten Chool. Cool Vua, the hero.
Canavan! Agus Cool!
Tapu den Sky fan sé mar tá an múnseo ag teacht agus sé tugann sé an líomhid. Díoch ag an láthecint ceart agus churann Peter Canavan isteach é. Cruúthaí an cúil sin a rís an fá mar a thugtar an facail sin GR. Mar go raibh sé abal rud an cinneúnach a dhéanú, ionta táhachtach, ionta tuntasach a dhéanú, buí an clíthe sin, a spraghú a chuid comhimróirí chun lasú agus ba dhé an cúil sin a sprag tíróin chun an clíthe ceanna sin a bhuacans.
Peter Canavan's gone as a player now. But the fact that so many of these young players had worked with him and saw the way he performed, not just only his skills, but his leadership, his drive, his controlled aggression, his will to win, that has to rub off on them as well.
Raindrops fill my eyes, tears falling.
There's no doubt who's given the instructions here on this side with the Argyll Cairn team. It's the master himself and the captain, Peter Canavan.
When you're involved in the club, there's the same pressure, there's the same will to win, and it's not that anybody else is putting pressure on you, but you put the pressure on yourself.
You want to keep possession, but it is a dangerous game to play. Out in the field it goes to our far left. McGinley
We had a big year last year, and trying to reclaim the county championship. Our neighbours and arch enemies, Carrickmore, were going for three in a row.
Ball inside. Referee indicates that it's all over.
And to the people here, that was as important as winning an All-Ireland for Tyrone.